So I did an origami video a few weeks ago for May the 4th. It was a little late, but not too late, in that I showed you how to make a very simple 5-fold Origami Yoda. I'm going to mention that there's another one that's a little more complicated, and I thought I would show you how to do that one today. This comes out really well if you have one side of paper with green on it and one side with brown. I don't actually have paper that's like that, origami paper. So I took 2 pieces of construction paper of each color, and I'm sitting them together like this. They don't quite line up, but that doesn't really matter. What I'm going to do to make the proportions basically right is to fold it in half. This, and then unfold it and cut on the line. Oh, it's a little messy, but it'll do. Different Origami Yoda, maybe. Alright, now with the pieces of paper more or less lined up, I'm going to start on the brown side. And the first thing we're going to do here is fold Yoda's head. So I'm going to give him a pretty big head, but not too big of a head. It's maybe about 1/4 of your length here, roughly. Push that down, make a nice tight fold. Now, one of the disadvantages of working with 2 pieces of paper is that it makes the folds a lot thicker, a lot faster. I also can see right here there's a little bit of that brown sticking out. So I'm actually going to back this up and trim that off right now. Honestly, you could go through and cut the brown right back if you wanted to, down to about here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, so there's our Yoda head. The next part is we're going to make this distance here, same as this distance here, what you would call a right triangle, or let's see, this will be an isosceles triangle. So this edge lined up right along the base of Yoda's face, and press that fold into place. And one of the nice things about folding Yoda is that it doesn't really matter if your paper gets wrinkly, because Yoda is pretty wrinkly. So I'm going to make sure that's a nice tight fold on that side, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, if you did the last origami project with me, you could probably guess that this part is eventually going to be Yoda's ears. We're going to do the ears a little bit differently this time than we did last time. Now, in order to make it a little bit easier to do, I'm going to flip this whole thing over, and I'm going to fold back along that crease. You can't see it real well because of the contrast, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going right along that crease that I made on the other side, and I'm just folding it back in the other direction. And make sure this fold right here on the interior is also nice and crisp, because you're going to be folding down in to this triangle, which will make sense in a minute when I show you what that is. Okay, so we're going to take this triangle here. Let's see if I can get a good angle where you can see that. We open up, kind of open up where Yoda's head is here. We take this point, I'm going to push those lines. And it folds to the inside of those creases. Like that. And press those creases together. So now we have those triangles to the inside. And press it together good. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lift this up. Tuck this right in. Like that. And crease. So you can see that makes this little kind of fold like that. So that's the first part. Now we're going to turn them over. Take the bottom here. We're going to fold that up. Probably about maybe about half, a quarter of this distance. This is going to add some interesting detail to Yoda's robes. Okay, so we're going to do this, but then we're going to take this part that we just folded up, and we're going to fold it right back down, but we're going to leave a little piece right here. Like so. Like that. So what this does is makes a little zigzag fold. You can see it there, just a little zigzag fold. And it's going to give us a little crease on the front. And this is going to add some interesting detail. So, after we do that, we flip it back over to the front. And I can see that this is sticking out too, so I'm actually going to trim that off. I've got this right here. You don't have to do this. This is just me being me. And also having an excuse to use the scissors. So I like the scissor cutting sound. Alright, so we've got them flipped back over, and then this piece down here is tucked under. We're going to take the bottom part, and we're going to flip it all the way up to about halfway down his head. Like this. Let's see, it's about halfway here. Make a nice crease there. And we're going to do the same thing that we did last time, which was to fold it back down. And we're going to fold it right back down to the bottom here. Like this. And what that gives us is this nice little detail right here that looks like, when we get them all put together, it will look like Yoda has his arms together in his sleeves. He's doing that. Gives him sleeves anyway. Alright. So now we're going to fold it over. I'm actually going to use my straight edge for this part. Straight edge is good for when you're trying to make sure something's lined up and fold through a bunch of thicknesses of paper at the same time. So I'm going to do this. And what I want to do is try to make it, I think, so that these are sort of roughly, you know, I end up getting a kind of kite shape. Bend that all back over. And then I'm going to do the same thing. his feet overlap a little bit at the bottom, but I'm not going to worry about that. As you know, in my other origami video, there are plenty of things that I don't worry too much about. And that's one of them. Because for some reason asymmetry doesn't bother me when it's in origami shape. Alright, once I've got these pressed down, I'm going to do this part that took me a little while to figure out, which is to fold out his ears. I'm just going to take this triangle part, which wants to jump out on its own anyway, and fold that out. I'm going to need a little help here at the top. And fold it out like that. Okay. And do the same thing on the other side. Together a little. Do the same thing on this side. And again, it's the nice thing about Yoda is that it doesn't really matter if it looks kind of mashy, because Yoda himself looks kind of mashy, wrinkled. Now, the only other thing is that Yoda is not a conehead, so we're actually going to fold his head back as well. As soon as I get this one figured out. So we're going to take this part of his head, fold it back to give him my Yoda head. And you may want to take a little bit of tape and fasten it there, because we're not all origami masters, and also it's hard to get what do you call it, construction paper to sit flat, so I'm actually going to sneak a little bit of tape here. This is not proper tape, but this is a low adhesion painter's tape, which I particularly like the sound of, and so I've used it in a lot of my videos. I should say sound tests. Most people wouldn't have heard the others yet. So I'm just going to stick that on the back, just to help hold it in place. Now then we're going to flip him back over, and you can see that looks a lot like Yoda, right? The only other thing that's recommended is to sort of mash his ears. Crinkle. I should say crinkle the ears. Usually what I do is I kind of find an edge and then another edge, and I sort of fold it like that, give it a good mashy look. Actually, I'll put a little tape on his back here. Give him a cute little Yoda face. Some kind of angry face. Should probably do curves. There we go. There, you look enigmatic. I did it that way. front of my window. It's a beautiful day, so that's why I keep trending over here, is because I'm trying to be in front of my window. There he is. So then he's a finger puppet. It needs to get your hand in here, hopefully. Oh, fold a Origami Yoda you have. So I'll tell you this in the back. And he's got a little cute little feet. Alright. So that is our more complicated Origami Yoda. I hope you enjoy folding one of your own, or maybe many. You could have an Origami Yoda army. Thank you for watching.